ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 17th round of the iNasnar Cup Series, INasnar.eu Cup Series. Today the tricky triangle at Pocono. My name is Dominic Rieser, and it's a pleasure to have you again here in the stream. Yeah, today I will be alone in the booth as our regular commentator Simon Knappmann will be behind the wheel of the 203 car. Currently not on the track, but I'm sure we will see him a bit later driving his laps. So yeah, we will all cheer for him, I would say. But nonetheless, we also have a lot of other great guys starting today. First of them is Christian Chillois. I'm not quite sure if I'm pronouncing that name right. If not, then please let me know. He is a first-time starter in the Cup Series today, the number 91. Another starter, the 46, Andrei Shumarin. We already saw him a lot in this league. He is currently in 12th position of the standings, so he's looking forward for another good race to get some points into his bag to maybe get a step closer to the chase that will await us after the second Daytona round. Going further to the field, we also have Martin Eichinger back here, currently third fastest time, but they still have 80 minutes left in this practice, so there's a lot that can happen. And to be honest, practice, doesn't really count for anything. It's just to get a good feeling. Now we are with Steve Smith here with the camera. Yeah, going a bit through the field. Shumarin, we saw Brechinger before. So a lot of the normal names taking part today. Yeah, Pocono, the tricky triangle, a bigger track than usual, only 3 turns, depending on how you want to count, but we take the official NASCAR counting, so only 3 turns this time. The trophy race was quite an eventful one, a lot of crashes, a lot of cautions, so let's be excited what can await us today. Now, if we have a look at the standings, we have Kurt van Aachen still in first place, but only 2 points ahead of Jack Mays. Then in third, Peter Smetana, Jake McCloskey, and Paul Wilkins complete the top 5. So those 5 nearly set for the chase, I would say. And surely all 5 big contenders for today's win. Then in sixth we have Kocznitsky ahead of Ingebrigtsen, Perry, Schneider, Paramartin, Ionescu, Shumarin, Eichinger, Heimrad, Mrugala and Marcelli. That's the top 16 in the standings as we are. And those would be the 16 drivers that go into the chase. Now let's have a look what else we have on track. Kurt van Aachen, the championship leader, is here as well, currently in 13th. The 23 car. Yeah, he's one that often drives a bit in the field, front of the midfield, but in the end he is there. He's there when it matters, when the points get scored. So that's how he ended up in the lead of this championship. I bet we can see another great race from him today. Lloyd Perry, the 88 car. He is as well a car that often gets a bit forgotten, but in the end is very often very close to let's say top 5, to a good position. Very strong driver, never underestimate him. He's always good for a surprise. Hans-Jörg Luginbühl not a regular starter, not a charter in the Cup Series, but a regular starter, I should say it like that. He's often here, and even though the results not often are that good, he never gives up. He is a fighter, he's a true racer, and yeah, he loves to race here. It's always nice to have him. The 67 car. Yeah, if something is off with the stream, just let me know in the comments. It's the first time I have to do the stream, so I'm not quite sure if everything is set up correctly, because normally the guy we see here in the picture, Simon Knappmann, is doing the stream or broadcasting the pictures. So today he requested to do the driving instead, be back behind the wheel here in Pocono. So yeah, the 203 with the Skittles livery in 14th place right now, 5/10 of a second behind the leader. That is still the 91 of Gilles Lois. Schumarin still in second and Eichinger in third. McCloskey here as well, a very good race, fourth in the standings. He will look for another great race. Yeah, what also counts a little bit today, it's very important to score, because next week we have the Naval Base as race, a very fresh track, and I'm not sure how many of the drivers will buy this track, as it's yeah, a bit risky if it gets used more often in the coming seasons, so not everyone will get this track, and those who won't get it, for them it's very important to score big today to take home those points. And for those who buy the track, there is a very good chance to score a lot of points next week. But yeah, if you already saw a little bit of the track, then you will know the Naval Base will not be an easy race to finish. But that's future talk today. Yeah, as you can see, it's still oval time. Alex Bayens, not quite sure with that name as well. The 99 here in the pits. Let's go a little bit more to the field. Another M&M's car. This is the car of Nico Bierspicki, the 33. He is in 19th position. Jack Mays should be in this race as well. Not on the server right now, but he still has 12 minutes to do so. Leo Di Tmanis, the 55, another M&M's car. So we have quite a lot of M&M's and Skittles today. Very sweet stuff we can see here. Going back to the 82 of Brechmann. Switching to Knappmann again. Here behind INasnar.eu. I would say we go on to onboard lap. Tap with the wall here from INasnar.eu, as you can see. This track has the name Tricky Triangle, not for nothing. It is a very difficult track to get it right. especially then with the tire wear. So once those tires aren't that fresh anymore, it will be quite difficult to yeah, get the pace up, to get your speed as usual. We have here a little battle pack, if you want, so between Schneider, Knappmann, INasnar.eu and Eichinger, those four running all together on the track. We have Krause here, quite slow. He is parking the car off the field. Now there is invisible barrier, so our drivers can't just simply escape. We don't want the drivers to leave the series, so we just keep them inside the virtual tracks forever. So once you join, there's no chance of leaving, just that this is clear. Krause standing a bit in the pits. I think I have to check something real quick with the stream, so hang on with me. Will be a picture for a minute while I try to check something. And the stream should be back now with the picture. And we still have 6 minutes left in the practice before it gets serious with the qualifying. Standing wise, we didn't had a lot of changes, so it's still Loire ahead of Schumarin and Eichinger, Perry in 4th, McCloskey in 5th, then Smetana, Hinrichsmeyer, Mays and Ingebrigtsen. So a lot of the big names are looking into the top 10 in this practice session, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this will look pretty different once we are in the qualifying. Paul Wilkins in the pits right now, the 11 car on P11, 2.9 tenths behind the practice leader. Good evening also to Blockbuster 1006 in the chat, nice to have you here. We have Jamie Scrafton, the 43 here, taking part in this cup race again. Here the practice leader, Loire, 91 car. He sure is one to watch today, so he could be one of the drivers who will get his first cup win in the first start. I would not be surprised, I have to say, but the regular runners won't make it easy, that's for sure. That's Stipmanis and Van Aachen having a little touch there, just ahead of those. Oh, there is a crash in the background. That was Van Aachen. Let us have a look at what happened here. Man is slow, Van Aachen hits the wall, and then the 802, that must be Tim de Hond, can't avoid him, and that was quite a heavy hit with the wall there. So if that happens to you in the race, then it's definitely race over, so just be careful that you don't do that in the race. Now I have to ask Blockbuster who your friend is. Yeah, you have to watch today, so we can get him on the picture as well. He's coming out of the pits. We didn't saw him today. Now he is on the track, the 107 car. '47 car. It's your friend that is I should know, I have it on the tongue, but yes, Kai Hinrichsmeyer. Here we have the 47, 9th place currently for him, 17th place in the standings, so he's very close to that chase. Some good results can really boost his championship hopes. So let's hope he will have a good race today. Didn't really had that much luck in recent races, if I remember it correctly. Was involved in some wrecks. So yeah, we can hope that he has a clean race today. Some late stuff still get sorted with entries for today, so we might see some last minutes addition of some of the trophy drivers. While the clock is ticking down, 1 minute 45 remaining in that practice, and then we go qualifying. Now personally I would say Jack Mays will get another pole, will get another win. It would be his 4th win in a row. So I am confident that he can make it, but by saying that I'm also aware that I might commentators curse him. So let's see if he can go over this curse, or if I just ruined his evening by saying that. Yeah, Ioannidis, another car, another driver that will surely fight for this win here with McCloskey on the track. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 47, I see him often around the top 10. Also last week, as you said it, but then like there's always 1 or 2 crashes he is involved, and then suddenly it all goes bad. That's a real shame, because he's a very good driver. Back when I still was driving myself, I had my difficulties keeping him behind or overtake him. So yeah, the chase is still looking very good for him, but he needs some decent results now. And with that, the practice session comes to an end. And let's see who is coming out first. Very confusing until you find someone who is actually driving. I think Paul Krause is the first car on track. At least on my map, the 6 is in front, so he will be the first car to set a lap time. Now still on his outlap. A lot of drivers behind him virtually, but they can see each other on the track. We also have guys like Van Aachen starting their outlap as well. We will stay with Krause for the moment, with this beauty of a Plankton car. So who knows, maybe Plankton won't only steal the secret formula today, but also the win here at Pocono. Everything is open, especially if it's a very chaotic race. Then first rule is just to finish that race and then look where you are. A lot of stuff sure is possible today. Best first sector comes from the 36 Nicholas Johnson, but he gets beaten by James Crafton. James Crafton with a 27.5. No, that's the second sector that's showing. I'm very sorry. Best first sector 26.5 for Reiko Rückenberg. A lot of other guys with 26.6, 26.7. Not quite at the pace that Rückenberg is. Now we should see the first times in a second. Yes, Paul Krause sets the first fastest lap, but Rückenberg beats him with a 53.977. No improvement so far. Fastest second sector was by Joachim Ingebrigtsen. He is in second place right now, and Paul Wilkins sets the new fastest lap. He was a little bit slower than Rückenberg in the first sector, but can make that timeout up in the second. And Rückenberg, I get a yellow flag. He's still running. Maybe just touched the wall so slightly. No improvement from him. And we have Antonio Micolis on a very fast lap. 26.4 in the first sector. That is looking very good. Coming through turn 3 here. And let us see what he will bring to the table. Still Wilkins ahead of Eichinger and Cedrati. Where will Micolis finish? Micolis, he goes to first. 53.690, nearly 1/10 of a second faster than Smetana. Then it's Ioannisiu. Wilkins falls down to 4th place. Lloyd Perrin now new in 7th place. We have a lot of personal best sectors, but no overall best sector. So yeah, now the big question is, where are our two British drivers? Where are McCloskey and Mays? Mays without a time yet. And McCloskey doesn't have a time set as well right now. 1 minute 5 remaining in disqualifying. Let's go to Mays. Mays now with a absolute best first sector, 26.4 as well. So he could steal the pole from Lois, who is now in first place, beaten Micolis by 600th of a second. But let's see what Jack Mays can do. Coming to the line here. 53.584, that is the new best time. That is the pole position for now. 45 thousandths of a second faster than Lois. Micolis falls down to 3rd. Not many cars remaining on the track. It gets difficult to search them. Jack McCloskey still on a lap. 26.4 for him as well. 8th position right now. Can he improve? Yes, he can. 3rd position for McCloskey, 1/1000th of a second faster than Mikolis. Steals 1 position from him. Now that's it with the qualifying. Not sure if I get that nice overview as Simon always does. Yes, here it is. Mays with the pole position at 53.584 ahead of Lois. Then we have McCloskey in 3rd and Mikolis in 4th. Going on, we have Smetana in 5th and Ioannisiou in 6th, so a lot of the good drivers also in the front rows. Wilkins then in 7th with Eichinger in 8th. And Chedrati in 9th and Perry in 10th, completing the top 10 of today's starting grid. Going on with Rückenberg and Brechmann in 11th and 12th. Then it's Schneider ahead of Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen not with his best qualifying session, the 7th place. In the standings only on P14. In 15 we have Schumarin ahead of Hond. Then it's Krause and Johnson in 17th and 18th. The championship leader Kurt van Achen only in 19th place. And then we have Martin in 20th. So Van Achen, he will need to improve. La Barba in 21st and Wierzbicki in 22nd. Then we have Porta and Jurkiewicz in 23rd and 24th. Burkhardt is 25th and Gianni in 26th. Lovely helmet, by the way. Scrafton in 27th and Hinrichsmeyer only in 28th. But yeah, the race is long, a lot can happen. Kocznitsky only in 29th and Bayens in 30th. Yeah, you can see some of the big names are quite far behind. Mrugala in 31st and Gastel 32nd. Then we have Dietmanis and Knappmann 33rd and 34th. And Smith and Todorov both without quali lap. Same is for Luginbühl in 37th. Yeah, 27th, not the best position, especially here in Pocono, but the race is long, a lot can happen. We have 80 laps ahead of us, so who knows, just heads down, keep it clean, and then maybe in the end of the day there are good points that can be added to your tally. Going through turn 2 now. Still a lot of gaps between those cars, especially in the bottom row. They need to be closed, otherwise it could get messy at the start. Yeah, sure. Christian Gilles-Lois could be a wild card today. The other drivers don't really know him, so they won't know how he drives. Is that smoke out of Mace's his car? Maybe I'm getting a bit confused here, but it looks quite like some big smoke. But anyway, with time will tell if it really is. We are coming out of turn 3. The pace car will head to the pit lane, and then we get ready for the green flag here at Pocono. The race is on! And it's a very good start from Mace and Lois. They stay side by side. Now Mace can set himself a little bit free. This camera is not very good. Yeah, here we have it better. We can see Mace on the outside defending the first position. Now McCloskey on the inside looking for a way past Lois. But behind him there is a lot of fighting going on. But it was a clean start, that is the most important thing. Mikol is now on the inside of McCloskey, looking for that third position. There is no way by right now. Mikol also has to defend against Ioannisiou. So A lot of fights currently going on. And we have Nico Wierzbicki with a black flag, so probably jump the start. He will have to do a pass through the pits. Doing so right now, the 33 car. That will be painful for him. It is a very long pit lane. And he will lose a lot of time. Now, Mace, as you can see, already with a little gap, and I think that was Laura touching the wall there. McCloskey now also, again, a little bit in trouble with McCollis on his side. McCollis on the outside. And it's McCloskey with the better entry. McCollis, though, with the better exit speed, finding the way past McCloskey. And we have a yellow flag. We have a crash. That's the 17 car. I see. Oh, yeah, that's big damage here for the 17 car. Now, what happened here with the... Is that the 47? No, it can't be. It is the 47. Oh, the 17 gets loose. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah, I think that's nearly race over for the 17. Let's have another look from the chopper. 17 coming in low. Now he will lose the... Oh no, he gets touched. I'm very sorry. The 47 with the slight touch into the rear of the 17. Didn't saw that from the camera angle before. The 17 loses the car and into the wall. Yeah, you can see that smoke. That is rarely a good sign. And I think if we go to the live pictures, yeah, we can see the 17. Oh, that is barbecue. That is one engine gone. So if anyone in Pocono has a spare Chevy engine, Brugala might need one. Hinrichsmeyer in the pits as well. Yeah, I think he has quite some damage to his front as well. Not as much as Brugala has. Brugala really hard hit into the wall. I doubt that we will see him again. Hinrichsmeyer, we might see him again. But yeah, that is a big shame for the 47. Yeah, as I said, staying clean is the key today. And that was not very clean. We have some takers to the pit lane. First of all, Jake McCloskey already in the pits. Then also Hinrichsmeyer. Oh no, yeah, clearly Hinrichsmeyer is in the pits. Sorry for that. Nicholas Johnson, Martia Porta, Alex Bayens, Pim van Gastel and Steve Smith all in the pits. And I think if I see it correctly, yes, Bartosz Mrugala, the 17 car, is out of the race. And is that McCloskey still in the pits? McCloskey with a very long stop. He had a pit stop time of 20.3 seconds. Normally you have between 5 and 10 seconds, so very long stop for Jake McCloskey. Not sure if he had to fix something else with his setup just before the yellow flag. We saw that little disconnect from him. Not quite sure if it had something to do with that little problem. He falls down to apparently what is that, 32nd position. I think we have to wait until they pass, start and finish again. I don't get the current result before they pass, start and finish. But that is, yeah, not the best start for McCloskey as well. And Kai Hinrichsmeyer seems to be out of the race as well. So we already have the first two retirements. That is very sad. 47 and 17 car. And we have Theodor Todorov, who never started the race, so he is a DNS. We have Bayens and Smith entering the pits again. That means Jake McCloskey now, he is in 31st position. And not the start he dreamed of, that's for sure. Going back to the leaders. Still Jack Mace in the lead ahead of Christian Gilles. Nicholas now in third, and Ioannesiou, thanks to the pit stop of McCloskey, in 4th position. Notable Kurt van Aachen improved a little bit, he is now in 16th place. Alright, INasnar was a bit angry and won't drive the rest of the race. It's understandable, but if you have a crash that early on in the race, that is frustrating, and I'm not sure, I think he's from Germany, how the temperatures are there. But here it's very hot, and honestly I wouldn't want to drive 76 laps just behind the field, 2-3 laps down in this heat. With no chance of a good result, so I can understand him. Coming to turn 3 now. And we are getting ready to get this race back underway. Oh, good. Germany 20 degrees is acceptable. Here we have 30 degrees. So that's quite a bit hotter. The pace car will pull off. And then it's green flag. Back in the air we go, racing again. Bad start from the 91. Loire not really getting the jump as he wishes he would. Jack Mace profits from that big time, goes to the lead, and that's Ioannesiou brushing the wall there. We nearly go free wide, Ioannesiou, but has to pay for that wall brush. Nicole is looking on the inside of Gilles Loire. Can he snag this position away from him? Not yet. Loire defends the 2nd place, now in the rear of Mace. But Mace looking solid as usual here in Pocono. And now in the background you can see Paul Wilkins looking on the outside of Ioannesiou. Tries to confuse him a little bit, searches the gap, where can I pass, where can I drive besides him. Now bump draft over the start finish straight. Going to the inside, and is that already, no, that's Cedrati, also a blue and white car. McCloskey not yet that far up again. Though he is in 24th already, so he is coming. While we also see Paul Wilkins now against Ioannesiou, but there's no way past right now. The rest of the evening to you as well, Blockbuster. Was nice having you here, and hopefully see you again soon. Yeah, Cedrati also looking for a way past Wilkins, and I think it's Micolis holding them all up a little bit. Yes, it's the Micolis train, the 83 now, getting a little gap to Loire in 2nd, already 7/10 of a second. And as you can see in the background, a lot of single file racing. Now Ioannesiou trying the attack around the inside. Not that easy to overtake here, as we already saw. And Micolis doing a lot of good blocking here early on, defends his 3rd place, his podium for the moment. Yeah, they will get a little bit impatient maybe. Wilkins pushing Ioannesiou again. Ioannesiou now looking on the outside of Micolis, but that was too far. Coming up very, very much. Yeah, good exit now though. Nearly cost him the position against Wilkins though. Oh, and as you just saw at the bottom of your picture, there's also a fight going on between Mace and Loire for the race lead. Mace blocking as hard as he can, trying to get the slipstream away from the 91. Coming down again, we saw that already last week, and that's Something we see a lot in IndyCar, trying to break that toe. Not working right now for the 107. The 91 stays close, and we have Mikolis and INasnar trading places again. INasnar again on the outside. Yeah, the entry of the 83 is really good now. A very good exit for the 4 car for INasnar, and he gets clear. Mikolis grabs that 3rd place, and that is important. They already are 1.5 seconds behind the leader, so he has to push now if he wants to get back in that slipstream. Wilkins now looking on the outside against Mikolis. He saw INasnar made it work that way, so he will try the same in the background. You can also see the 24 of Peter Smetana closing in, and with him there is Perry and Schneider coming as well. So from 4th to 9th they are still very close, and yeah, INasnar not yet creating a gap to Mikolis. He still has to defend against him. Meantime, we can have a look what P1 and 2 are doing. Loa touching the wall there on the exit, and you can see that cost him big time. The gap was 0.2 of a second. It immediately grew to 0.4 of a second. So that wall tap, that was everything but working for him. Back in the fight for 4th. They get a little gap to Cedrati, but as you can see in the slipstream it's quite easy to close it again. But other drivers like Perry, like Schneider, they have to be careful that this gap won't grow any further. We have 17 laps still to go, so still a very long way until the finish flag will fly. And speaking of a long way, we are here with Jack McCloskey in 20 seconds. His chase back to the top got break down a little bit now behind Kochnetsky. Kochnetsky, not a very good qualifying for him, has improved to the 21st position as for now. Side by side here, McCloskey around the outside. It seems to work. Yes, he gains that 21st position. Next one ahead of him is Domenico Labarba, the number 7 car. Around the outside again, but okay, comes up very high. Does he profit on the exit speed though? Yes, he does. Coming side by side with Labarba. He passes him now against the 33. There was nearly no space. Going free right now. Even Johnson in there as well. And McCloskey's gone. McCloskey's back here. So he still has some little internet issues. Let's hope they won't get worse during this race. McCloskey now in 18th position. Lovely maneuver against Wierzbicki and Johnson. Yeah, the 33 had a drive-through at the start. That caution surely helped him coming back into the race. But no chance against McCloskey here. And because I saw it, I think Martin, the 68, not quite up with the field. Is 2 seconds slower than the rest of the field and running quite behind the pack. He normally also one that runs in the front of the midfield, 10th in the standing, so that will cost him. Martin now counted as out, so I think his internet connections are not improving. Same can be said about McCloskey, but he is back on the track. He also overtook Rückenberg for 17th position. So yeah, Paramartin, Oscar Paramartin, as you can see, I know he is still here. Just loaded him into my race. It seems 10 seconds behind the next car, so terrible evening for him. He needs a caution desperately to go back into the fight. Speaking of a fight, we have Paul Wilkins overtook Mikolis. Actually, Mikolis fell down quite a bit. He is down in 9th position now. Wilkins, Cedrati, Smetana, Perry and Schneider all went past him. It seems that Mikolis has some troubles with the tires. Now has to defend against Eichinger. Still on his hunt for more. Now in 15th position, went past Scrafton and Brechmann. Next ahead of him is the 46 with Schumarin. Brechmann looking on the inside, but the 16 of McCloskey with the better exit speed. No worries for him here. Fight brewing right now between Wilkins, Cedrati and Smetana. This is the fight for the 4th position. We have quite some battle groups now all over the track. Some a bit further down. Van Aachen now in a fight with Krause here. That is for the 12th position. Yeah, not the best evening for the championship leader. If it stays like it is right now, he would lose that lead to Mace. But if it stands like this, then it would be the 4th win in a row for Mace. While we go 3 wide here, Van Aachen, Krause and McCloskey. Van Aachen on the inside, but it is McCloskey who gets them both, who has the jump now to the 12th position. Van Aachen loses both of the position, he falls down to 14th. But McCloskey's internet issues are still here. Let's hope they don't get even worse later on in the race. It's still 64 laps to go. While we see another attack from Van Aachen around the inside. But as we saw before, the outside will get a very good exit speed. Especially now with the slipstream combined. Will Krause find another way past Van Aachen, and that is McCloskey blinking out and in again. But it looks like Van Aachen has that position now. Has to defend against Schumarin as it stands. 46 now having a look on the inside. No way past right now. Trying it again as Krause getting a little bit higher. But here you can see the better exit speed of the 6 of Krause. But 46 stays closer. 46 still side by side with him going into turn 1 again. And going past. So yeah, you can see there is also a fight brewing here. We also have Brechmann, Wierzbicki, Scrafton and Rückenberg. Rückenberg though some 10th or second behind this fight. This is for 14th. Front, as you can see on the timing tower, Loire stays around those 2 to 3 tenths of a second behind Mace. We will get some lapping maneuvers soon, as Martin is coming closer and closer to the 107. His times didn't improve yet. He is running 57 second times, while the leaders are running 54. nice bit of green flag running right now. Only one caution so far, and that was in lap 2 for a crash between Mrugala and Hinrichsmeier. Both cars are DNF now, after Hinrichsmeier touched Mrugala, sent him into a spin and both into the wall. And race cars don't really like to kiss the wall, while we see Biersbicki overtaking Brechmann. And now we're trying to go for Krause as well.
Caution.
And we have a caution, we have a crash. Who crashed though? Oh, it's 24 and 777. Oh, that is big. That's Smetana and Chedrati crashing out. I think they were fighting for P5. Oh yeah, let us have a look. No, not. I want a chopper. Chedrati going on the outside. Smetana coming up, crashing into his rear, going into the wall. 777 into the wall as well. And that's two big names with a lot of damage here. Let us see that from another camera angle. Now the cameras here in Pocono, I have to say they are terrible. Looked a little bit like netcode as well, but in my opinion Smetana came up too high here. Yeah, got unlucky with the netcode, hit the rear of the 777, sent them both spinning both into the wall. And I jinxed it with the nice green flag lap, didn't I? Said too soon that we have a nice green flag running, and now I have to pay for it. That is a real shame. The 777 and 24, two of the best cars in the field now with a lot of damage. They are currently in 22nd and 23rd, but as the pits will open this lap, they will both head to the pits for sure. Yeah, we can in general expect a lot of the drivers in. Don't seem to have all the cameras here, do they? Don't really have the blimp cam, that's a little bit shame. And for those interested, we have air temperature of 24.9 degrees Celsius and 35.5 Celsius track temperature. So not as hot as usual, and you can see the 107.91, and basically everyone is coming to the pits. TV3 is a little bit better to see that. Everyone coming to the pits right now. Yeah, luckiest probably the 68 of Martin, because he won't get lapped now. Stays in the lead lap, so he got really lucky with the caution. And now 107 with the first pit stall, pretty parallel with the 91, and 107 stays in the lead. Ioannescu takes second place, Perry in third, Wilkins in fourth. Then we have Mikolas Crafton still shuffling around a little bit. Here Schneider then in sixth. I think can't be. It's not possible that some only took 2 tires. I don't want to believe that, because that would be pretty dumb in my opinion. Tires must be already at an end. Christian Gillois lost a lot of places in the stop. He was second, now he fell down to well, let me count real quick. 13th place, if my maths are correct. Yeah, that is big. That is another big car, not with damage, but with a setback. Christian Gillois only in 13th position, while we still have Mace in the lead, as usual, we already can say. Ioannescu now in second place. Perry profits a lot from the crashes from the misfortune in the pits from others. He is in the top 3 now. Wilkins in 4th. And then you can see Schneider, Mick Hollis getting some places back. Scrafton with another very good run right now. Besides him, it's Eichinger and then Ingebretsen, McCloskey in 10th, Van Aachen in 11th, and yes, Loire only in 13th position. That is surely a setback for him. And now it will be interesting how he can recover from that. We are already with 1-2 green. Let us have a little check on the 2 cars that crashed. Smetana still on track, trying to catch the pack between turn 1 and 2, and Smetana between turn 2 and 3, so he still has 2/3 of a lap to catch up. Cetrati just in front of him, running behind the 8 of Burkhardt. Martin in 33rd, if I see that correctly. Maybe again, no, 31st. Yeah, he was the lucky one that he didn't got lapped. Simon Knappmann, who usually is with me in the booth, he is 24th at the moment. He just left me alone here. Very sad. Now I have to do it all by myself. But there are some crashes here. There are some crashes in the midfield, and yeah, before I do some more stupid talk, we go to the leaders as they come around turn 3 and will take the green flag this time around. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at the tricky triangle. Another great start for Mace, who stays in the lead. Perry can profit from Mace's top start, and Ioannesius not so great start. He goes into second, but there is Wilkins on the inside, 3 wide through turn 1, and it is hard to say who will get P2, because Ioannesius the outside normally with the better run, but not if you hit the wall like Ioannesius did again, not the first time. Though it gets him second place. It was worth it after all. Wilkins in 3rd and Perry in 4th, and we have a crash. We have a big crash, as I can hear what happened. Yeah, that's a crash. Now, what happened here? We have a lot of cars involved. Okay, I can see Kochnitsky getting turned from Brechmann here. Yeah, Kochnitsky, Brechmann coming together, collecting the 33, the 22 involved as well, the 10 is involved. I think that was the 99 as well. How did the 22 end up there? Life's big mystery. Ooh, quite some damage on the front here. Now here the 22 Raigo Rüttenberg, the crash happens ahead. He tries to avoid, loses the rear, hits the 20 and then straight into the 82. Oh, no, it wasn't the 99, I saw it was the 41 car. Smith involved in the crash as well. So yeah, that's a big one. In my opinion, Brechmann and Kochnitsky coming together, causing that crash. But this is sure something that the race control will have a look at. So that means another caution, and then some more cars with a lot of damage. As you can see, the 22 quite damaged. The 33, he has a meatball flag. Nico Wierzbicki, so he will have to go to the pits as well. 29 still with damage from the crash before. Pim van Gastel now also involved. We have Andre Brechmann, the 82. Oh, that's not looking good. We might look at another DNF here, and Oskar Kochnitsky with the meatball flag as well. So yeah, Kochnitsky 1 lap down now. Same for Brechmann, I think. Yeah, we have some cars coming. INasnar coming to the pits. That is the biggest name coming in. Then the other are Smith, Dittmanis, Martin, Rückenberg, Wierzbicki, Smetana and Van Gastel. But everyone except INasnar had damage. Though I'm not quite sure if INasnar might took some damage from that wall hit we saw earlier. Coming out. Yeah, we might kind of have a look at that. Takes quite some going down. Because I don't see the controls to go 1 lap down or 2 lap down in the replay. I'm sorry for that. But let's have a look at this restart. Yeah, here going 3 wide with Perry and Wilkins. And now he gets up high, gets into the wall. I'm not sure if that is the cause for his pit stop just now. It was quite ahead of him. You also saw the 31 going into the wall as well. It brought him P2, but then yeah, in the background you could saw this crash that brought us under caution, and as INasnar is still in the pits, I really think it's bigger damage for the 4, so another big car getting set back a lot here. While we have 1 lap to go until the green flag comes back. So yeah, INasnar lost a lot of time there. That means Wilkins now 2nd, Perry again in 3rd, again on the inside for this restart. It helped him a lot in the restart before. We have 53 laps remaining, 52 when we go back to green. And now let's have a look at the cars. We have Kochnitsky still in the pits. We have Brechmann out of the race. We have Wierzbicki out of the race. So Kochnitsky is still not giving up. So we might see him again, the 29. Steve Smith now the last car running. 1 lap down he is. Last car on the lead lap is Cosmin INasnar, 26th, so we still have 27 cars, I'm sorry. Pim van Gastel also in the lead lap, Rückenberg. No, my timing wasn't actualized, I'm very sorry. Steve Smith also still in the lead lap, so we have 31 cars still in the lead lap. Sorry for that confusion. Yeah, now it's actualized, 31 cars in the lead lap. While we are getting ready for yet another restart. Mace on the inside, Wilkins on the outside, and we saw in recent races they two can work very well together. I'm pretty sure they are in the same Discord channel, so they will have a plan what they will do here. If they crash now, then I won't say anything anymore, because then I curse everyone here, it seems. So, pace car is off. And the green flag is back in the air. Bad start from Mace, gets bumped from Perry and McCollis it was. McCloskey can avoid it. There's bumping, rubbing between Mace and Wilkins. Look at McCloskey there on the inside, and McCollis tries to go by. He's a little bit too far back. Mace stays in the lead. Wilkins though on the outside that worked better today. McCloskey has to do avoiding action there. They're still rubbing. It's Wilkins slightly ahead, but they are still side by side. Inside better on the entry, outside normally better on the exit, but Mace shuts the door and keeps P1. Wilkins now has to defend against McCollins for 3rd, and there is Jamie Scrafton. From where is he coming? That is a lovely run he has here on the inside, taking 3rd for the moment, but McCollins with the better exit. Can he make the counter attack? He's side by side with James Grafton with the 43. Now in the slipstream of the 11th we have a car going into the pit. That is the 68 of Martin. But it's still side by side, and there is McCloskey. McCloskey snatching 2 places here because there was a touch between Scrafton and McCollis, and we have a caution. There is a crash that is around the... Oh, that is Paul Krause facing the wrong way. You can't park there, mate. Oh, what happened here? I see Ioannescu in the wall again. Oh, that is... he got a little tap there. As you can see, Krause here, little tap from the 802 sends him into a drift. Pocono drift for Paul Krause. Cedrati manages to avoid him. Ooh, touch with the 203 with Simon Knappmann. Sends the 6 into the wall. The 4 couldn't avoid him. Goes in the wall as well. He now has a meatball flag from bad to worse for Cosimin Ioannescu. Now here in the onboard, that is from before the restart. Here we have the green flag restart. Ioannescu at the back of the field. Now you might see in the front Krause going for the drift. You can see, yes, there is the touch, and now Cedrati already in the wall trying to avoid. And yeah, here the fatal hit with the 203, no chance for the 4. Straight on hitting the 6 car, and that is chances of a good result gone for the 4, I fear. Let us have a look at this car. Oh yeah, that front is used. You can't sell that as a new car anymore. The 6 already in the pits, the 29 still in the pits. He has a long repair here. And I bet the 4 will have to go in the pits as well. The 6 already coming out again. Paul Krause, oh, that is not good. You can see the car is crabbing a lot. Even though it's plankton on the car, this car is behaving more like Mr. Eugene Krabs here, and yeah, I'm very sorry, Paul, but I fear you will have to park that for some more repair. A lot of crabbing going on here. We have Perry, the 88, Lloyd Perry, coming into the pits. He was third before. He had that little hit into the rear of the 107 of Jack Mace. As Mace didn't have the best restart, so maybe he wants to get rid of some front damage. Now, who else do we have in the pits? We have Saif Edin Tijani in the pits, Pim van Gastel, Raigo Rückenberg, Smetana, Ioannescu and Smith. Krause back in the pits as we hoped he will. Didn't look really safe. Stays on the lead lap though with that maneuver. But yeah, he will have a lot of repair remaining. He will have to stay for a long time in the pits. Ioannescu still with the meatball flag. Now, let us have a look what changed in the running order. We still have Mace in first and Wilkinson second. They gave us a very good fight here at the recent restart. Then it's McCloskey in third, back in third, we have to say. He had a great comeback drive once again. So I'm excited if he might even can fight for the win here. Then it's McCollis in fourth, Scrafton still in fifth, really great run for him for the 43. Then Van Aachen the 23, sorry, in sixth. Ahead of Schneider, Eichinger, Schumarin and Lois still in 10th, the guy who ran in second for most of the starting time. Coming to 1 to green. Last guy's trying to exit the pits. Smetana exiting the pits, Smith ahead of him. They have to try and catch up the field. Martin has entered the pits. Yes, still in the pits is the 29 of Kochnetsky, the 6 of Krause and the 4 of Ioannescu. They all lose one more lap, though Kochanitsky is already 7 laps down. Martin back in the pits as well. Not a lot of movement here. So, yeah, I think they will lose some more laps. To turn 2 here. As you can see, they are all lined up for this restart. Vanesio has cleared the meatball flag. Well, he cleared the meatball flag because he is out of the race. Therefore, Ioannesio will no longer take part in today's race. Big shame, another big name lost for today. As we get ready to go back racing, pace car is heading off. And that means, as soon as we come to the restart zone, it's green flag. Better start for the 107 for Mace this time. Wilkins not with a great start, losing already some car length. McCloskey can't make a profit now. They are going all in one line. McCollis tries to disturb them, but he was too far behind. McCloskey now on the outside of Wilkins. The outside that works better out of turn 1. I always forget that TV camera 1 is just a shitty one. As we can see, McCloskey and Wilkins still side by side. McCollis totally behind them. Van Aachen then in 5th place, as you can see. Now he's coming from a terrible starting position. 19th, I think, all the way to 5th already. That's what you get when you stay clean all day. McCloskey, meanwhile, overtakes Wilkins for 2nd. Mace profits from them, as he already has a gap of 0.4 of a second and is trying to give no slipstream at all. Yeah, here Christian Chillois already in 6th place, fighting with Eichinger and closing in on Van Aachen. He was running in 2nd place, as I said before, a long time today. Trying to get back into that position as soon as possible. Schneider, the 75 car, who we also saw in the top 10 today, now back in 16th. Not really what he hoped to, where he hoped to get. But yeah, as you can see, we go a lot of single file racing again, while Loire looking on the outside of Van Aachen here. Inside, sorry. Yeah, it's getting late. Very sorry for that. Now, not coming by because Van Aachen on the outside with the better exit and the better run once again. Though the entry is better on the inside line, as you just saw with the 91 of Loire. Stream is very leise. Just my voice or the car noise? That is now the big question. What is very silent? And we have Scrafton coming to the pits. That might explain why he was running up so well. All me and the car, so I will try and make it a little bit louder. You know, you have a little volume slider as well at your PC, but I think you already set it to the highest, otherwise you wouldn't complain. Jamie Scrafton, he was running very well tonight, now having to pit, so that might explain his great run. That is a big shame, as he will lose nearly 1 lap. Yeah, 16.5 pit stop time, that was a normal stop. Now it's very good, that's good to hear. And you can see Jake McCloskey chasing Jack Mace. Very confusing to have two guys with nearly the same name. 16 of McCloskey. He has a little bit more experience now with overtaking, as he had to do that a lot today. The 107 though, he has a lot of experience defending, as he also had to do that a lot. And Wilkins is still with them, so nice three-way fight for the win. As Mace is defending very aggressively here, trying to give no space to McCloskey at all. Grafton, he needs a caution. He's running like one corner ahead of them, or on the new tires he might be able to run a little bit faster than the leading guys, so he really has to hope on his pace now. Then after Wilkins we already see a gap of 1 second to McCollis, perfectly seen here in the picture. Someone hit the wall behind, there was a little bit of dust going up. As long as we don't have a caution, it's all fine. Wilkins now a little bit bigger gap and a little wall tap. I wouldn't kiss the wall too much with my car. It's not making it any faster. Now a little bit behind Mace, has to defend more against Wilkins now, and can look to attack, and just as I said it, he closes in again a little bit more. But yeah, as you can see, the gap go up and down right now between those three. They stay as they are. Further behind we have Ingebrigtsen fighting against Nicholas Johnson. The 2 car, 7th in the standing. He already had better days or better first runs, that's for sure. Though we are only in the middle of the race, so we are under caution. The 99 is standing. Yeah, that is not how you should park your car. Here comes slow through turn 1, was that a little hit from the 44? Loses the car though, and then gets hard to say, maybe net coach. I don't think it was that big of a hit. We have the next caution, perfectly timed for the half time of this race. As I just was about to say, good thing for the 99, that shouldn't be too much damage. We should be able to continue. Now, do we have anything interesting pit-wise? We still have the 29 and the 6 in the pits. They don't want to give up, as it seems. But I just stay there to get the full replay. Not sure about that. Especially Oskar Kochnitsky, as he still has that meatball flag. I think his car might be beyond repair. Then for sure we will see guys like Smetana going back into the pits. Someone who does profit a lot is James Grafton. He can, wasn't the lap down, but he can get closer to the pack again. Fell down to 28th, so he still has a big drop ahead of him, though he still has 40 laps to do so. Track temperature came a little bit down. We have a lot of takers. We have Eisinger being the first who doesn't come to the pit lane. And I think there was an engine that just exploded, wasn't it? Who exploded his engine? Not Kochnitsky. And also the one of Klaus is still in one piece, so not sure what happened here, and now I'm getting very confused. Alright, getting back into the pits, it is Jack Mays who loses a lot of position. Oh, that is Jack Mays once again with a terrible stop, so has McCloskey. They both lose a ton of track position and are now back in the midfield. And we saw with the 4 car what can happen when you fall down in the midfield. But what also will be very interesting is the restarting order for this restart. We have Eichinger in first, then we have Dittmanis in second, Knappmann in third, Barba in fourth, Burkhardt in fifth, then Tijani Luginbühl in sixth, Kraft now in seventh, so he made quite a profit from that stop before. Maybe in the end that gamble pays off. Johnson then in seventh, 8 for Chedrati, and Paul Wilkins in 11th? Ah, now I'm confused. All those numbers confusing me quite a lot. Problem is that it only actualized standings once they drive over start-finish straight, and it's a long track, so it takes quite some while. Start finish straight and coming to 1-2 green. So that means Wilkins, yes, in 11th position, the 11 car. Some other big names further down are Van Aachen in 13th, Mace in 16th, and McCloskey back in 19th. So we have some very big names now in the field, mid of the field. Martin, the 68, has a black flag, so probably speeding in the pit lane. Yeah, it's surely not his race today. The 68, yeah, he's running way better, and today it's just not his day, one have to say. But because it's such a long track, he's still on the lead lap, and he's the last car on the... No, yes, he is the last car on the lead lap in 29th position, though he will have a drive-through penalty. Going to leaders again. 37 laps remaining once we get green again, and I have to be honest, I can see another caution coming out very soon because of how mixed the field is right now. Also the 50, Tijani, didn't saw him a lot today in the Dente car there. Often with the 25 in the trophy series, and the pace car is heading back to the pits. We are heading to the restart zone, and that means green. Back racing here at Pocono. Very bad start from the 55. Dittmanis falls down like a stone, and Jake McCloskey has a black flag. Jake McCloskey, the 16, has a black flag, as we see here. 4 wide, 5 wide, and a little bit of rubbing. 55 falling further down, and there is contact, there is rubbing, but so far everything went well. The 107 involved as well. Oh, we are lucky if that is not another caution here. But so far it is good. Yeah, McCloskey has a black flag. He will have to come to the pit lane this time around. That is painful for him. That is very painful for the 16. 107 already back in 7th place. Yeah, that was a terrible start from the 55, just standing still there. Cost him a lot of places. He is nearly last now. 124th, I think. But ahead it is Martin Eichinger ahead of Simon Knappmann, the 203 car, and normally the commentator here took up driving again for this race, and so far it pays off. Hey, he made a joke with me earlier before the race. If he will crash in lap 1 or 10, Well, so far it's looking very, very good. Sure, the pit stop helped a little bit. Now having to fight with Jamie's Crafton with the 43. Another very fast car. That is on an interesting strategy that pays off for the moment. It's Crafton to the second place. Behind Knappmann it is La Barba, the 7 car. Though he has Wilkins right behind him, and Wilkins, let me say, from the top 5, right now the most likely one to win. But you have to watch behind Wilkins because there is the 107 Jack Mace, and yeah, I think I don't have to say anything about Mace anymore. He is just fast. He is very fast, and he will sure get another podium today if he doesn't crash. On the high line, losing a lot of positions here, falling behind Mace onto 6th place. Still Eichinger up front. Tiani looking on the inside of Knappmann, but now has to defend against Johnson. Johnson coming through, and ahead we have Mace against Labarba. There's also a fight coming.
The yellow flag
and
is
we have
out.
another yellow. Let's see who crashed. I think it's the 2. Is it Ingebrigtsen? Might be Ingebrigtsen who was involved here. Oh yeah, it definitely was. With the 89, with Nicholas 2 fast cars, a little bit contact and then bigger contact with the wall. Let us have a look at this again from the chopper. You can't really see it from here if it was netcode or not. But a very hard hit for the 2. I think that is they nearly done. Every camera here is shit. We need some better cameras here. Pocono. Last hope is maybe well, now it's completely out of orientation. There was the 81 car involved in the crash. Where do we have him on my screen? 83 car, I'm sorry. Maybe from the cockpit cam we can solve if there was a touch or not. We have Ingebrigtsen, to no one's surprise, in the pits. Already before for the car. Yeah, I went back a little bit too far. But we're now on start finish straight. It does look like it hit from the onboard. Don't really have a camera to confirm it. Here the 83 also hitting the 67 car. Still in the pits. Yeah, he will have some bigger damage. Something positive, I saw Paul Krause is back on the track, 12 laps down in 30th position. So nice to have him back after the crash, the quite hard crash before with the 4 car. Some takers now. We have Eichinger in, Rückenberg, Nicholas, Smetana again, La Barba, Burkhardt, Tiani, Bayens. I'm not good with that name. Knappmann in as well, and Steve Smith. That means we have Jamie's Crafton now with some lead laps. So yeah, his pit stop strategy right now looking very good. Wilkins in 2nd, Mason 3rd, Johnson then 4th, and Chedrati completing the top 5 for the moment. else can we say about now? The track temperature came down again, now 31.6 degrees Celsius. So might be helpful for the tires as we go 1 to go until we go back green flag. The last car is exiting pit lane. Smetana still with quite some damage. Sector and turn 2. Not sure, but I think it's Crafton's first restart as a leader here in the Cup Series. 43. Still have 28 cars in the lead lap. Peter Smetana is the last car in the lead lap. Brixen is out of the race, the number 2 car. That is a shame. I think then 28 as the pace car is going back in, and that means as you come to the restart zone, once again, the green flag is back in the air, and it's Crafton leading the pack, but Wilkins with a very good restart, so has Mace going on the inside. We are 3 wide, we are going 4 wide here into turn 1. Who will take the lead? It is Jack Mace. Wilkins in second, Crafton falls down to third. Gerati then looking for that 4th space, maybe even 3rd one. First he has to get past, and that is Mace. Boy,
Yellow flag.
That was Mace. That was Mace crashing there. That was very unexpected. Jack Mace, and I think that's his dream of the 4th win in a row over. And that means my commentator's curse are working, sadly working too well. Now, what did happen here? Oh, that was a push from Wilkins. Yeah, that is a hard hit. That is a very hard hit. I think we have to go to the chopper cam, because now if you have a look at this, you can see Mace coming up just a little bit. Wilkins with the better run can't really do anything once they lock in, sending Jack Mace into the wall and probably, or not probably, out of contention of this race. He's still rolling, but I don't see him in the chance of getting that win. So now it's Paul Wilkins taking the lead ahead of James Crafton and Nicholas Johnson then in 3rd, Chedrati in 4th. We are once again under caution. It's moments like that the Americans always can go to ads. We don't have any ads for you as a spectator. That sure is better. We can expect Jack Mace to come into the pits this time around. With that much damage, he won't be able to stay out. Also, I think because his engine would overheat with time. Let us have a look at Smetana. Smetana still with quite some damage, so does Smith. Looking as well. Knopman is here as well. Does he have damage as well? I don't really see that much like the others have. And then Jack Mays. Oh, that is harsh. That is very harsh. He had a good race so far. Not always perfect. It was quite up and down today, but this steady push, well, yeah, hard to find any words right now, I have to admit. Though, very good for Kurt van Aachen. I mentioned his name a lot already, not the best qualifying for him, 19th position, if I recall it correctly. But he just kept it clean, he just runs his pace and now is in 5th position. And if you look on the others guys in the top 5, what is very important, only one of the other guys in the top 5 is also in the top 5 in the standings, and that is Paul Wilkins, currently in 1st place. He is 5th in the standings. Otherwise, everyone of the top 7 in the standings isn't even in the top 10. Only 2 of the top 7 are in the top 10 in the standings right now. Lloyd Perry then in 8th position, he is 9th in today's race, so that could give us quite a bit of a shake-up in the standings. But remember guys, we still have 28 laps to go. Still a lot that can happen today, over 1/4 of the race still ahead of us. As we come to 1 to green, we have a lot of cars exiting again the pit lane. Let us have a look at the car from Jack Mays. At least he is still on the lead lap. 27th position, if you see it correctly. And if you have a look at the front of the car looks better than it did before. Though, not sure how fast this car will be, and he has a lot of cars ahead of him. As we say in German, if he still wins this race, I will eat a broom. Trying to catch the pack before they go green. Should be no problem for the 22 and 107. And even the 24 and 41 should catch up to the pack without any issue. Krause still in 30th, but he will gain 1 place as Ingebrigtsen is not driving anymore. And I'm pretty sure Kochnitsky is just here to get the replay of this race. Not much going on with his car. He still has that meatball flag. As we go to the race leaders, Paul Wilkins will take that restart from P1. The pace car is coming off. That means
green flag, green flag.
We are back racing. Great start from Wilkins, getting a push from Johnson as well. It's Crafton not with the best start, losing 1 position to Johnson. Giodrati right behind him, and that is Van Aachen on the inside. Van Aachen looking for that 3rd position, not coming right now. 4th it is, but there behind him it's Christian Gilles looking for a position, and also Cedrati wanna go further ahead. Lois, one driver we shouldn't forget, is now in that caution period. Always were a little bit in the behind top 10, how to say, the in 8, 9, 10. forgetting as Cedrati overtook Van Aachen here. They are still side by side. Cedrati now on the inside, going for some slipstream of Scrafton. Scrafton going behind Johnson there as they take the IndyCar. It's Cedrati staying ahead of Van Aachen for the moment.
Caution, yellow flag.
We have another caution. It's the 16 and the 44 car, the 16 Jack McCloskey. Another big car that already had a lot of trouble today, and have a look at this car. This is not how a car should work. We see the 7 car was involved as well. 44 hitting the 7 car, coming up, pushing the 16 into the wall. And then finish him move, putting him a second time into the wall. In my opinion, the 44 there a little bit too optimistic against the 7, causing that crash. And it's not looking good for McCloskey. I think he will lose some laps there. And that is another big name out of contention for top results. Let us just have a look on where Mace is. Okay, take it back about Jack Mace. Mace already back in 14th place. You just can't stop the 107. I mean, he hit the wall quite hard with his front, and he is already back in 14th place. That is amazing. But I think, if I remember it correctly, he won't be racing next week at the naval base. So he should score decently today, otherwise, I mean, he's pretty much set for the chase. But if he wants to get the championship, then it is from advantage if you can get those 25 points head start coming into the chase. Having a look at the running order, we have Wilkins still in first, ahead of Johnson, Crafton, Cedrati and Aachen. There are some takers here. That's Johnson, Crafton, no, and no. They just tried to fool me, which they successfully did. Leodit Manis is the first car to come into the pits. Then we also have Van Gastel, Smetana, La Barba, Knappmann, Smith and Jurkiewicz, all coming for a stop. Yeah, with McCloskey still in the pits, he is now 1 lap down. Two laps even down. I think it was Krause getting the lucky dog. He's very lucky today, as not many cars running with 1 lap down or more. It's always Krause getting that lucky dog position. He's only 10 laps down now. He was 12 laps down once. Now reduced it to 10. We come to 1 to green. From the guys still in pits, it looks like Jurkiewicz is on the move to stay in the lead lap. So is Steve Smith as usual. Jake McCloskey still standing still, so he will go down 1 more lap. Yeah, that's I don't want to say win gone because we had a lot of cautions, but it will be very difficult. Will be 99% impossible to win today for him. 21 laps remaining when we go green. So coming to the final quarter of this race very soon. It's quite a shame. We have a lot of yellow flags, a lot of cautions. We had a good start, but then went a bit sideways. Now we go from one caution to the next, so I hope that we can get some green laps. Green lap running in now. That was turn 2. Jurkiewicz and Smith catching up as well. As we come out of turn number 3, the pace car will pull off as usual. Then it's back to green flag running here at Pocono.
Green flag, green flag.
Back in the air, a good start from Wilkins against Crafton. Takes the jump with him. Johnson, not so good of a jump, loses clearly the position to Wilkins. Now has to defend against Crafton. Had a small look on the outside, stays behind for now, has to defend against Van Aachen. Johnson stays in second. Van Aachen though against Cedrati with a little bit of a better exit here. And in the end, Cedrati gets pushed by Roy. That means Roy at 5th place. Now, as you can see in the timer tower, Mace already in 11th place. Have an eye on Jack Mace on the 107 car. He will surely bring another surprise today. He still has 20 laps to go and is in 8th already. What is he doing? Jack Mace just incredible driving against Tim de Hond for 7th place, passing him. Now he's already side by side with Kurt van Aachen. Has to go back for the moment, but that attack will come and the overtake will come. I'm pretty sure either a crash or the overtake though. Jack Mace is a very clean driver, so 99% sure it will be the overtake. So it is on the inside. Can he make it stick? Looks like it. Yes, Jack Mace gets another place, 6th place. And yeah, as I said a lot today, that's big for the championship picture, as Mace is the first rival of Kurt van Aachen. 1 or 2 more places for Jack Mace and he will take over the championship lead in a race where he had quite a big incident. So that is a very good damage limitation from Jack Mace. Now the next car will be a difficult one. Christian Gillois. At the start of the race, the position were changed with Lois running behind Mace. Now it's Mace behind Lois for that 5th place. Wilkins meanwhile with a healthy gap of half a second. Lois himself looks for a way past Cedrati, while Cedrati tries to overtake Crafton, as Crafton already lost 7 tenths of a second. Johnson. Cedrati on the outside, Lois on the inside. Lois gets the better line and Cedrati can't do a counter-attack. Lois takes that 4th position. Cedrati Jack Mays in his neck. Jack Mays, he would prefer to run up in front. I think earlier I said Jake McCloskey had a lot of experience overtaking here today at Pocono. Now you can say Jack Mays has that as well. Oh, and there is a crash. There is a crash in the background. Who was that? It's the 55 of Leo Dipmanis who is in the wall. That's a shame because we had quite good racing going on here. Now what happened here? Now we have a 3 wide situation. That doesn't end out well. Lucky for the 55 to not hit that pit entry wall. Otherwise would probably be day done. He can keep it mostly out of the wall. No very hard incident. So he can continue running. Yeah, McCloskey's still in the pit, so yeah, that's definitely the win gone now. So going back to the lead, it is still Wilkins ahead of Johnson's Crafton, then Loire, Chedrati, Mays and Van Aachen. Tim de Hond in 8th is also worth a mention. He was involved in a crash early on. As we had a lot of crashes today, he had enough time to fight his way back. So in the top 10 now, so is Schneider and Schumacher. Nicolis, who we saw a lot in the top 5 at the beginning of the race, down in 13th, but he was as well involved in quite some trouble today. We have the 44 back in the pits. That's Jurkiewicz. And not much else going on right now. Now the pit stops are starting now. Johnson is in, Crafton is in, Chedrati is in, Van Aachen, de Hond, Schumacher, Bayens, Porta, Smetana, Rückenberger, La Barba, Smith and Dittmanis all coming in for a stop. That gives us quite a new top 5 as Krause gets another lap back, so only 9 down now. That means we have Wilkins still in first, Christian Chillois in second, Mays now in third, and that's incredible to say that. In fourth we have Andreas Schneider ahead of Lloyd Perry, Antonio Nicolis, Saif Edin Tijani, and then Martin Eiching. Probably half the field going first up, half the field doesn't. So that could give us some interesting racing. Just hope that we stay clean for the rest of the race. We have 13 laps to go as we go back to green. So come on guys, get it together. Try those 13 laps clean racing, that would be nice. screen as Smetana is back in the pits again. And we have our next car out of the race. It is Matthew Jurkiewicz, who is not continuing. So we have 28 cars remaining in the race, including Jake McCloskey. Oskar Kocznecki, he didn't drove in a long time, so it's pretty safe to say he is out of this race. McCloskey still standing here. Big shame for him for sure, as he will lose a lot of points today. We are getting ready for yet another restart here at the very tricky triangle, one can say, after how today went. Of Mace quite aggressively warming his tires up there. Track temperature under 30 degrees now. And the pace car is off, and once again it's green flag here at Pocono. Another great start from Wilkins. Mace as well gets a good jump here at this restart, overtakes Roy for that second place. Tries to defend him off in turn one. It works well. Schneider there in the background tries to defend P4 against Perry and McCollis. And there's a car in the wall. We stay green, but who was that? Who was that? That's the 67 that is on the wheel. Yeah. It's such a shame. It would be so nice to see him finishing on the lead lap once.
The yellow flag is
and now we have a yellow. Now we have a yellow that is not for logging wheel, that is for another crash. That's 43. Jamie Scrafton is involved, so is Paul Krause. As you can see, his wheel is completely beyond usage now. Mattia Porta involved as well. And what happened here? Oh, poor Paul Krause. Scrafton coming below the apron here, always a risk. Getting hit from La Barba then, so it unfolds. Yeah, La Barba here also with a meatball flag, and don't really get that replay how it works, but it's that was looking good going off there. Have a look at Scrafton going very deep there. But then coming up again and getting hit by La Barba. Coming up, getting hit, and then wow. Big shame for Paul Krause. As you can see, he was fighting his way back. But with that wheel, there is no fighting anymore. There's just parking the car and hope for a better race at maybe the naval base. But he's still driving with this car. Those are live pictures now, if I see it correctly, and Paul Krause is still driving. Now, for the tire usage, that isn't very good if the tire just rubs along the floor. That uses it quite a lot and quite heavy. So if he was doing some tire saving here, Krause, then this is all gone now. Yeah, and seriously speaking, with that damage, there's not much he can do. Scrafton also with the meatball flag, and so has the 7 of Domenico La Barba. Mattia Porta in the pits as well. He doesn't have a meatball flag though, so doesn't have Hans-Jörg Luckenbühl, but he's in the pits as well. Now, what does that mean for the front of the pack? That means that Wilkins is still leading, Mace now in second, and I have to think of where to buy a broom to eat, because I can't see Mace still winning this race. Christian Gilles then in third place, with Schneider in fourth, McCollis fifth. It's Lloyd Perry back in the top 10 of this race. In sixth place, Saif Edin Tiani in seventh, ahead of Eichinger Martin and Johnson. Martin the 68, that is a huge surprise, one has to say, after how his race went so far. It was a horrible race, really a horrible race, can't say it otherwise, and now he is in 9th position. That is a great news for him. James Crafton right now out of this race, confirmed, so yet another car that is no longer taking part. The crash has something good though for the driver of the 67 car. Hans-Jörg Luckenbühl stays in the lead lap because there is a caution. That means there is still the chance that he can finish this race in the lead lap. Going 1 to green. And it will be 9 to go as we take the green flag. I have to say, it's always a shame having such a crash-filled race, because I get that watching such races isn't also that exciting. I mean, it's exciting if you're Jack Mace, even though he probably doesn't want that. He had a great fight back through the field, though I wished for some more green flag racing, more strategy play. But yeah, you can't always get what you wish for as we was back in the pits again. I don't think he will be able to catch up with the field. He has to fight for 9 more laps, and then he might finish his first race in the Cup Series in the lead lap. I think it would be his first race. I'm not quite sure if he already did in Daytona, maybe. Exiting the pits right now. That will be a hard fight for Luckenbühl as we come out of turn 3. The pace car heads back to the pits. Then we once again go green flag racing, and the question is for how long. Wilkins again with good jumps, but so did Mace. They are side by side. Here comes Schneider in third now, overtaking Noah, having the outside lane. It is Wilkins going into as first. Mace in second. Noah gets P3 back, and McCollis takes over fourth place. Now it's Mace with the better exit. Mace with the lead, but can Wilkins come back once more? Yes, he can. Wilkins in the drive to turn 2 gets the lead back. Now there is another touch. They already crashed once today. More rubbing for P1, and that is Christian Gilles coming into the fight as well. It's Wilkins though who stays ahead for the moment out of turn 3. Who has the better exit? Looks like Mace with the little bit better exit, but those corner driving slowed him down a little bit. Stays behind Wilkins for the moment. There's a lot of smoke coming out from the pits. Still have some cars in the pits, as you can see. The 29, 8, 7, 6, 16, and that is a crash. That is the 10 car, that is the 55 car. Dittmann is involved. Oh, that's the 41, that's Smith involved as well. Pim van Gastel involved. And that means once again we go yellow flag. Smetana here going for the inside. There is a touch between 55 and the 10. They calm down. They collect the 22 of Rückenberg. Oh, that's a shame. What's the 41 doing there? Nice avoiding. Nice avoiding from the 41. But so we go caution once more. Good for the 67. Pim van Gastel. I think he parked the car just now. Yes. Didn't saw any sense of continuing. Yeah, it's wobbling quite a lot, so better to just park it. He's still in the pits though. But I think he won't come out again. Hans-Jörg Luginbühl again profiting from another caution. And now it's looking quite decent for him to finish on the lead lap. Now Rückenberg has a red flag as well. Yeah, you can see the front left tire is not turning anymore. So he has to come into the pits as well. Smetana again with a meatball flag as well. And so, no, that's all. That's all about, but still in the pits from the crash before. Krause also in the pits from the crash before. Van Gastel, Smetana and Rückenberg are the three cars that got a meatball flag in this recent crash. Rückenberg going to the pits. With that tire, not more or not a much more he can do today. Smith, who had this great escape there, profiting from all this havoc, goes to 18th place. Simon Knappmann in 7th now. So he's looking for quite a solid finish today. So is Saif Edin Tichani, who is just behind him, the 50 car. He does ride the Denter today. But ahead it's still Paul Wilkins in the 11 in the Real Cup Series. The 11 is quite successful right now. So maybe he can get a second win at Pocono for the 11 within just a couple of days. I think there is no time for the incident again, as this is one lap to green. Or is it? Let me have a look. If it's not one lap to green, then I can show the incident again. I assume you mean the incident that just happened, right? Because yeah, the pace car stays out. So let us have a watch of this incident again. I have to go back a little bit. So I can only take hours from now. Right. In the chopper cam. 24 goes slow, the 55 comes up, pushes up, hits the 10, and then yeah, nothing more that could have done. Can also have a look from okay, this cameras here are not really that great, so let's have it from far away so you can see the cars behind a little bit more. 46 gets lucky, 22 heavily in front, and then yeah, there is the contact. Going back to the leaders as we are coming out of turn 3 again. And the pace car will pull off, and we have 4 laps to go. Now if you crash now, there is overtime, just so they might remember that. 4 laps to go as Mace with a good restart here goes side by side with Wilkins around the outside. He will try it. Also on the outside has a good grip out of turn 1. In the background it is Johnson against Roy. Little contact there, and Mace taking over the lead. There is rubbing, there is bumping, there is shoving, and it is Mace who has the nose just a little bit ahead of Wilkins. Wilkins though whipped inside, gets P1 back for a slight moment. Now it's Mace again, and there is Loa. Look at Loa pushing Mace to the lead. Now Mace had 1 car length of advantage. He can close the gap to Wilkins, and Loa getting behind Wilkins again. Now he's on the outside. Will he find a way through? And the slipstream from Mace goes to Wilkins. Noah has to try it without slipstream, but he can do it. Can he clear Wilkins? No, he cannot clear him, and there goes Noah. With a heavy incident and hits the wall. And we go overtime. Let's have a look. Wilkins washing a little bit up. Hard to say, in my opinion. Wilkins comes a little bit up, but well, a little bit down. They find each other, touches, and yeah, it ends in tears for the 91. Still going though. No meatball flag for him, but that is the chance of victory gone, as we only have 1 overtime attempt here. And we will get that. Now that means we have the 107 Chuck Mace, even though he crashed frontal with the wall. Back in the lead. In second place it is Antonio Micolis, the 83, ahead of Paul Wilkins. Nicholas Johnson in 4th, and Simon Knappmann in 5th place. If he continues like that, then I will have to do more commentating alone, it seems. He has a very good run today. So yeah, nothing with crashing lap 1 or lap 10 for you. Like going for a top 5 here. But he has Eiching, Cedrati, Perry behind him. They will look for those points. Saif Edin Gigiani in 9th. He could get a top 10 as well. That would be a great result for him. Schneider then the last car in the top 10. The question is, will Christian Gillois go to the pits or not? I mean, he's last anyway, so he has nothing to lose there exactly. Going for the pits. There's still a nice barbecue in that pit lane. Not sure who is smoking that much. Ah, it's Paul Krause. I mean, I said Mace will win. He crashed, but now he's leading again. So I'm not sure if the commentator's curse is here today or not. I maybe also just blessed Simon Knappmann with a top 2 finish. So we have to wait and see. Now Krause stopped at the nice barbecue of his tires. Looked very great. Do we have any more smoke here? The others are non-smoker, only Paul Krause loves to smoke some of his wheels. That in the background was the 8 you heard roaring by. He is 1 lap down. You are also catching up again to the field. As we have 1 lap to green, and then we have 2 laps to go in this race. A very long race today, already over or soon 2 hours. Yeah, in the end I think it will be just under 2 hours. Caution laps take a lot of time here at Pocono. That is the case. Great to repair the car, and I think is Krause smoking again. Yes, now we have some tire smoke again. He always stops when I come onto him, like you wanna hide it. Yeah, but I can see that you play with the tires. Yes, I can see that. That might give you less tires for the next race. I don't know. Coming to the second sector and second turn. Our car tries to catch up, so we have 22 cars remaining in the field that are still driving. The rest is either already out or in the pits. Yeah, I think we can expect full attack, and if you saw how this race already went, yeah, I already said crash, then I think no one would be surprised if there is yet another crash that would end this race. Remember, once the white flag is out, I think there's no yellow again, so then it's just a sprint back to the line. Pace car is heading off, and we get ready for the last 2 laps here at the tricky triangle. Green flag back in the air. Great jump from Wilkins, pushing Mace here to the lead. McCall is losing that position too. Wilkins now has to defend against Johnson. Johnson trying to get on the podium, but so does Knappmann. Is Mace leading the field into turn 1, and out of turn 1 in the background it's Johnson against Knappmann. Knappmann on the inside, then it's Chedrati and Eiting fighting for, and that is crash. That is a crash, that is race over. That was the 46 involved. I saw Andri Shumarin who was involved. Yeah, it was to be expected that we won't see a green flag finish. 20 comes low, 46 washes up high, they come together. Oh, that was a... Let us have a look on the cockpit from that. That was good round of pool playing. And this car and engine sure is done. Now let's have a look at the winner. It is Jack Mace who wins for the 4th time in a row. I have to eat a broom now that kinda sucks. Paul Wilkins is in second, with McCollis getting third place, Nicholas Johnson in fourth, and Simon Knaumann in fifth. Didn't commentators curse him? That is great news. Further, we have Chetrat in sixth, Eichingen in seventh, Schneider in eighth, Perry ninth, and Saif Eddin Tijani completing the top 10 in today's race. The championship leader, Kurt van Achen, only in 11th place. He will lose that championship lead. Martin then 12th ahead of De Hond, Bayens, Dittmanis, Smith, Christian Chinois in 17th, then Peter Smetana, Hans-Jörg Lugenbühl finishes on the lead lap. That is very great news. And then it's Mattia Porta, Michael Burkhardt taking the flag. Then the others are all either in the pits or already out of this race. Now coming to the finish line with a race length of 1 hour 52 minutes and around 50 seconds. We are at 48 seconds now. When will he cross the line? With 45 seconds, the winner is Jack Mace, who gets the 4th win in a row. Incredible achievement from him. Hard to get that in words, what we saw from him today. That was just simply amazing. Yeah, here you can see it. Mace in first, ahead of Wilkins, McCollis, Johnson and Knapman. Let us see if we get some. Yeah, we get some nice drifts from Mace, maybe even some burnouts. There they are, nice burnouts from the 107 from Jack Mace. Amazing job from him today. Really hard not to praise him. Also, those burnouts look like something naughty. That is not good. Don't do naughty burnouts, my friends. Otherwise you will get a penalty. Nah, jokes aside, let's see if we might get him here in the booth. Yes, here he is. Good evening, Jack.
Good evening.
I don't know what to say. That was once again amazing stuff from you. I mean, you had a crash, you were at the end of the field. Describe your race, please.
Absolute chaos from start. Well, not really from start to finish. From halfway to the end, absolute chaos. The first 40 laps, from pole, led every lap to that point. And then we had the pit stop where we had a bunch of guys stay out. We had Jamie stay out because he pitted on the green. And I slid my pit box pretty bad during that. So that was when I took my last set of tyres as well. So I slid my pit box, restarted 16th. I managed to drive back up to, I think it was 5th or so. And then for that, it was kind of a few caution cycles. And then obviously Jamie restarted in the lead for one of them with Paul second, me third. So I tried to drive it into clear Paul. I did clear him, and then I moved down slightly on corner exit and basically got myself wrecked off of Paul's nose. So that wreck was my bad. Just locked it down, hit the inside wall, got about a minute of damage, and I couldn't take tyres because I didn't have any left. So my right front after that was 67%. So it was very, very hurt. But just perfectly timed restarts, perfectly timed cautions and stuff at the right times managed to get me back in position at the end. And then obviously me and Paul had a really amazing fight on a couple of different restarts there at the end, and then just managed to get the nose ahead at the right time and get the lead back and get 4 in a row.
It was absolutely amazing seeing you two guys battle it out. if I understand it correctly, you won't take part next week, right?
That is correct. I do not own the track, and while I could buy it, it's just I have a really busy weekend on and a really busy week. So even if I bought it, I wouldn't have enough time to learn it. So I'd probably be pretty slow and probably a pretty big hazard to a lot of people because I don't think I'd be able to run any practice until the day of the race, and I don't even know what the track layout is. So I'd rather just not race it than be a hazard probably. So I'm not partaking next week. So I just got to the points lead, and I'm probably going to immediately lose it next week again to Kurt.
Well, we just call it balance of performance, so we have another winner for once. Thank you very much. Enjoy your win, and then hopefully see you again at Sonoma.
Sonoma. Yes,
Perfect.
I will see you at Sonoma. Thank you for the great broadcast.
Thank you. Yeah, and then that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me in the stream, and I hope to see you guys again next week for when we go to the naval base. Until then, have a great rest of the evening. Goodbye.